Hello, hello, how are you? This is Ronnie coming to you live and direct. I wanted to come live and talk about one key element to transitioning from an employee to an entrepreneur. And Bear with me. I'll give it some time and I'll get started. Just give me a moment. Uh, I'm looking at some things and want to share this on my profile and give it a chance and if they feel free to. Ooh, I need to hurry up before the connection goes back because it looks like it says a severe storm or something tonight, but I'm not going to let. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's see what happens here. All right. So tonight I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to talk about was one key element to transitioning from an employee to an entrepreneur. And I wanted to talk about this. And before I get started, if you believe that this is something that will be beneficial to someone else, please feel free to share. If it's something that you like, please love, happy face, angry face. Please feel free to make comments as well. And so I wanted to talk about this because I thought this was very interesting, especially this element. There's so many elements that you have to take in consideration when you are transitioning from an employee to an entrepreneur, especially if you're, in the corporate arena. Well, it doesn't really matter, right? But I just thought that this one element wanted to talk about. I think for the last couple of nights, I might have talked about tax, which is something that you must consider too, because there's a little bit of difference, some things that you need to. So one key element, if I think back for me, when I got started, really and truly what I was looking for was creating a business and how I could leverage that business online. And also when I came online, I was looking for things, what was going on basically to really to understand exactly what was happening where I wasn't communicating to my son, 10 years, 15 years down the line, that the same things that were telling me to be successful, I was going to tell him, because life is continuously changing and I didn't want to be in a position and I'm telling them things that are outdated, right? So short, my whole thing was to learn and start implementing and doing all these types of things. Well, I was doing that and I was getting excited. I was staying up late. See, I have a college degree in business, finance, accounting, and I work in a position that I got my degree in. I like what I do. I don't complain. There's so many things that people find reasons to complain, but I don't. I really love it. It's flexible. It really is. I can't complain. I really enjoy it. And so, I really enjoy it. And so my whole point of, I just basically in my brain was like, okay, I went to college, got the position that I want, perfect. Everything is lining up, flexibility, just all these types of things. And, I got all this flexibility, but what I was doing was I would, once I'm done with my work, I would basically crash on the couch and watch TV, because in back of my head, I'm like, I made it. I'm successful. I did a number of things that other people haven't done. And I totally missed the whole point of life, not living to my full potential. And so when I transitioned, I eliminated so many things. And when I did get online, I do want to make a note. I started working on my mindset way before. I didn't even know that I was going to transition or work on transitioning to online space. It's just funny how things work. But once I got into, I kind of focused and I was there learning and doing different things. And it kind of stopped other things that I was doing. I was neglecting things. And so I want to bring this up and mention that one key element that I want to bring up is, you have to keep this in mind. You have to keep this in mind. This is so important. And this is something that I kind of missed, and that's basically get your family on board, get gung ho. And, I would get questions about, how long are you going to be doing this? This is taking a lot of time from family time, time that I'm spending with my son, or, I'm up late. So number of things were happening. And, you get these questions and you're like, they just don't understand. Yeah, they don't understand because if the mentality is, and it's been for so many years, that you have an employee mindset and that's all you've done, it is very difficult for someone to see a total change, because that's really what happened, coming from someone that literally always woke up early, but went to sleep early, to going from waking up early and staying up late and being on the computer and communicating with others, when that was totally out of my character as I thought. That was not me. So you really have to get in tune and talk with, get your family on board, talk about what's in store, how many hours you'll be working, what things will be eliminated, so your family is prepared what to expect. Sometimes you don't know because it's brand new, being an entrepreneur and learning these things online, but it's really helpful to sit down with them and talk to them so they're prepared. So you're not getting these questions offhand, and you're like, okay, and you're getting defensive. It's not that, that they're bringing harm to you. They're just trying to understand, the process, because I think that is totally, totally important, that, one key element to, transitioning as, from an employee to an entrepreneur. And even if you're not completely transitioned, because, okay, you're going to work, in the daytime, or whatever hours, flexibility, whatever it is, but then you switch off and you work on your business or creating this business that you want to do. And if it's totally new across the board, no one's going to understand that. No one is going to understand that. So it's up to you to communicate that to your family, get them on board. So I hope this was helpful to you. Make sure you keep that in mind, especially if you're transitioning now, you're in the process. Don't forget to get your family on board. And even if they're hesitant, make sure you just communicate what you will be doing, so it's not a shock and they're not surprised when things, have been eliminated. You can't spend a lot of time with them because you're focused, So I hope this was helpful for you. Have a great night. Have a great morning, and I hope to come live to you soon again. All right. Peace.